All right, I'd like to welcome everybody to the Devin Smith PS4 Sports League Network live on YouTube, PS4 live stream, Joe Price, Facebook. If you like the channel, hit the subscription button and then hit the bell so you can be notified for new content. Also, check out my Facebook page, Joe Price Hall of Fame, which is an exclusive championship Facebook page that has playoff championship content from the past and current. All right. If you want to join any leagues where you can win money in my seasons in franchise mode, friend me on my PSN at Joe Price 834. All right. You can also check out my Facebook Joe Price Hall of Fame, which has exclusive championship Facebook content on there from the past and current highlights, different highlights on there. Okay. Or you can check out my regular Facebook. All right, so now we're down to 4 games left. Philadelphia Sixers playing in the Eastern Conference Finals, and Toronto Raptors. Sixers being number 1 seed. On your right, Toronto being number 6 seed, and Philly being number 1. Okay, and Toronto number 6. That's going to be a best 4 out of 7 winner between Philadelphia Sixers. Of course, I'm online coach Big Kurt Lloyd Green. I'm coaching the Sixers. Winner between us and Toronto moves on to the NBA Finals Season 4. Then on the left, we got Golden State Warriors, number 1 seed, taking on Houston Rockets, number 2 seed. Now, there were a lot of people who spoke on this playoff series I did. Of course, you can see all of the computer simulations of all the teams that I had play against each other that matches this bracket. The first round, Sixers took the Bulls 4-0. The Chicago Bulls was the 8th seed this season, and they went down. All right, Sixers won that first round. Moved on to the second round. New York, number 5th seed, took Cleveland, winning 4-2, and New York met the Sixers in the second round. Toronto knocked off the Washington Wizards 4-0. Toronto was the number 4 seed, and Washington was number 3. Milwaukee Bucks were number 2. They beat Boston, who was number 7. So how this bracket lines up is close to realistic gameplay for the NBA season this year. This gameplay of NBA Live sort of matches up with it pretty good. All right. Milwaukee Bucks got knocked off. No, they won against Boston. Boston lost in the first round. Boston 7th seed. Milwaukee was the 2nd seed. Then they merged to the second round. All right. And then, of course, Philly beat New York. New York number 5th seed, Philly number 1. Toronto beat the Milwaukee Bucks. Toronto number 6 seed. So now we got the Toronto Raptors and the Philadelphia Sixers. I'm saying in the Eastern Conference Finals. All right. Philadelphia, I think our whole season record was 58-24 this season too. Now we look over to the West. Golden State was number 1 seed. Of course, that's realistic. They knocked off New Orleans Pelicans 4-1. And they moved on to the next round. Sacramento knocked off Utah. That's an upset. Most people said that Sacramento Kings should not have been in the playoffs, which I agree. That Sacramento shouldn't have been in the playoffs. All right. What is it? Sacramento moved on to play Golden State and what happened? They got swept in the second round as well. Phoenix Suns making the playoffs. That's also a fluke. Most people say that wasn't realistic either. The Suns lost to OKC 4-1 in the first round. OKC moved on in the second round where they lost to Houston. Phoenix Suns came in as the 6th seed this year, season 4 NBA season. And Sacramento Kings was number 4. Utah was number 5. So Sacramento was better than Utah. That's interesting. Then we come down to Houston Rockets And the Minnesota Timberwolves coming in the playoffs number 7. Houston Rockets number 2. Of course, Timberwolves lose to the Rockets 4-2 Rockets way. And then the Rockets move on to the second round. Then what happens? Houston wins the second round, knocking off the number 6 seed OKC. So now Houston and Golden State meets in the Western Conference Finals. So this matchup that EA Sports put together, because this is a franchise mode that I've put together myself, and the EA Sports, I got to give props and a shout out to EA Sports, because this franchise mode I've been playing, the whole playoff, the Phoenix Suns was unrealistic making the playoffs. Sacramento, but I think it made the playoff interesting this season. Cleveland was unrealistic making the playoffs. Also New York. But still, the last 4 teams left, which is the Western Conference Finals and the Eastern Conference Finals, actually are realistic. Golden State and Houston I can see playing in the Western Conference Final this year as they played last year. Great series. And Philadelphia Sixers playing the Toronto Raptors. Philly is a really good team this year. Jimmy Butler, the trade with him, and another gentleman. And the Sixers got the chemistry this year, if you ask me, to do big things. So I'm going to make the call Sixers in Toronto. Okay? This year in the real league, as well as here on the sports game. What I like about the sports games is sometimes when you have simulation mode or you play franchise mode, sometimes the game sports play lineup of tournaments and brackets actually come to life, before the real game. So anyway, shout out to EA Sports for everything they have done on this game with franchise mode, regular season playoffs. They're doing a great job, and I definitely hope that EA Sports come out with more NBA Live stuff, and definitely keep it up. All right, here's the bracket for this season 4 NBA playoffs. This is my 4th season of doing the franchise mode, and a lot of times these seasons are very long, so we're going to get on down to it, but I wanted to show you the whole bracket so you can see how all the teams, were lined up and how all the teams came together. And if you also want to see all gameplay, go to my YouTube channel, Devin Smith PS4 Sports League, and you can see all the simulation gameplay that I did with the NBA playoffs, as well as the NHL and Madden. All right, so we're going to get down to game 1, Toronto at Philadelphia. Eastern Conference Finals, NBA Season 4, Game 1. NBA Season 4 2018. Underway.
This is the Eastern Conference Finals as we're set for coverage of Game 1 right here on EA Sports. We're at Wells Fargo Center, where tonight the Philadelphia 76ers getting set to match up with the Toronto Raptors. Seated next to Jay Williams, I'm Ed Cohen. Jay, you look at the Sixers coming into play. They're rested. They're ready to go. And they'll have home court advantage to begin here in games 1 and 2.
And I'll tell you what, I'm looking forward to this series right here. This is going to be a dogfight. We got a couple of teams that match up very well. I can see this one going to length. Yes, 7 games. That's how even these teams are.
Lowry with it. Down just a couple. 4-3. His first effort off the mark. Cruises inside for 2.
Ooh, if I had that kind of vertical, I'd be throwing it off the glass and showing out. But the coaching staff is probably okay with an easy lay right there.
Kawhi Leonard doesn't get the bounce. Toronto with the basketball. Leonard buries the 3. He's too good to leave that open.
Ooh, that confidence level is so superior. Whenever you start jacking back on defense before the ball even goes through the net, that speaks for itself.
Cashes in for 2.
As my mother would say to the defender, A for effort, F for results.
So Lowry. Down low for Leonard. Big finish at the rim.
If you didn't dunk that, then we would have to talk about it.
Here's Simmons with it up top. His team up by 1. Short jumper misses. Lowry into the front court. Looking to make something happen. To Ibaka. Serge Ibaka slams it down.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice finish. It's all business.
Philadelphia with the basketball. Oh, Ben Simmons. 2 for 2. That's what you want.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
And finishes strong.
And easy, too. Get back on defense.
Simmons, great dish to set it up. Not that time. Lowry into the front court. Leads just a point. Nice pass to set things up. Ah, rocking the rim.
And when you get your prescription, you take your medicine and you call it a day.
Simmons with it. He'll run the offense. Has a chance. Knocks it down from mid-range.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
And a throwdown.
Well, when you play for each other and not just for yourself, that's when great things happen. You essentially lose yourself in what the team is trying to accomplish. It's called unselfish basketball. And there's nothing more beautiful than rewarding your teammate with a nice pass and letting them finish for 2 or 3 points.
That's out. Last touch by Wilson Chandler. Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor. From the painted area, won't go down. Grabs his own miss and scores. Good concentration.
For a smaller player, you have to be more creative with your imagination when you finish with those shots around the rim. For the audience, that may look difficult, but for the player himself, that's what they practice every single day.
Ball's controlled by the Raptors. Shot from the lane won't go. To Fultz. Gets to the basket and scores.
Great job using that shoulder to create contact with the defender without hesitation.
To Fultz. Markelle Fultz missed his first. That one goes.
I don't know if the scouting report has made its way out here yet, but if anything, it says you need to not let him get that close to the rim.
Has a look. Wide open look won't go.
And as a shooter, this is when you start to second-guess your shot. You've had 3 wide-open shots that you just can't put through the net, but still, keep hunting your shot.
Oh, Jay, he commands the paint this time down.
They're going to have to find answers defensively and quickly because he's carving them up in the first quarter.
Markelle Fultz to Embiid. Free throws coming up.
It's still early, so no real impact on that call. But you know that they're going to call this one tight, so you might want to keep your hands out of his pocket.
Joel Embiid has got 2 shots coming. For his career, 77% at the line. And hits the first free throw. And gets both to drop at the line. Just inside the arc. At the buzzer, Kawhi Leonard. He's now shooting 5 for 7. We've reached the end of the first quarter here in Game 1. We're back with more after this. You're watching the Eastern Conference Finals on EA Sports. Second quarter set to begin. Some impressive shooting numbers. Jay, is that good offense, or is it, dare we say, bad defense?
The pace of this game has been prolific. As a fan, I love to watch. As a coach, I would be pulling my hair out. These players are driving me crazy. I need to see some defense, please.
I don't want to ask this question. What hair?
Why would you ask it then if you don't want to ask?
Just going there.
Okay. Well, you went there.
Leonard, down low to Monroe, and finishes strong.
We call that get your money and put it in the bank.
McConnell. Oh, great pass, setting up the basket.
I'm not sure that wasn't an offensive foul, but take it when you can get it.
Leonard to Ibaka. Serge Ibaka, 3 for 3 in this first half.
Serge Ibaka has such a good jump shot for somebody 6'10", but every time I hear his name, I just can't help but think about what would have been an OKC.
Simmons. He takes it right at them and scores. You have to fill in there.
There you go. I like seeing his scoring coming from unlikely sources.
To Ibaka. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
Count the basket. A lot of contact. No foul.
As a rookie last year, Ben Simmons averaged 16 points a game and posted 12 triple-doubles, the second most by any rookie in NBA history. Or was last year really his rookie year? We can debate that one later.
Screen coming. Here's Leonard for 2. And he hits.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Sixers have the basketball. Fultz to McConnell. Here's a chance from long range. Like the confidence. Tough shot there for McConnell. Lays it up and in.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
Sixers call for time as they'll take a moment to go over things here in the second quarter. Looks like both teams are making substitutions. In the front court comes Simmons. Right now, down 7. Baseline drive, but he can't finish.
That's superb defense. That's a defense getting there from the weak side early and making the player sure on the shot.
So the first points for him in this first half, and he knocks it down for 3.
Yeah, they really need him to get going. Really surprised that none of his teammates have been talking to him. This is when he needs him the most. They have to uplift him, help him continue to be confident on the court.
To Lowry. Leonard. Oh, that's how it's done.
Man, you making people dance out there? I see you with the footwork.
Simmons into the front court. Down 11. He gets it.
I know this for a fact, Ed. Ben Simmons wanted to channel his inner Bill Russell during the NBA awards as he stood up on that stage accepting that Rookie of the Year trophy, looking down at all the people that hated on him and didn't think that after a year of being injured that he can come back and be the one that everybody thought he could be. One of only 7 players in NBA history to lead his team to 50-plus wins while accepting the Rookie of the Year trophy.
And they call it.
Timing was just a tad bit off.
Leonard. To Danny Green. Shot stopped by Embiid.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
He was smothered and still gets it to go down.
And did you see the lift on the shot? Did you see the ball release off the hand? To be able to have the concentration to finish with such a feathery touch.
And a putback slam.
And I got a chance to hear a lot of the conversation at the bench. And one of the things they called out was owning the backboards. Looks like the message is really getting through.
Simmons, now a steal as the Raptors have it.
That's called game plan execution to perfection. Every possession on the road is critical.
Leonard to Ibaka. To Simmons. He'll get it down to Johnson. Missed a wide open look. Across the timeline, it's Lowry. Lead stands at 7. Serge Ibaka. Oh, the defense has to adjust. He's 4 for 4 to start this one.
In the paint, you need to finish just like that.
Tough shot and nearly a chance at a three-point play. No foul. It's a big finish. It's halftime here in Game 1. Let's get you to our NBA Live studios in Orlando and hand it over to Jalen Rose for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Jalen.
Fellas, Jalen here with your halftime report. The Raptors have a comfortable lead at the halfway mark. Clearly, the number of three-pointers these guys scored in the first half was incredible. And if they can keep that up, it's going to be tough to keep that team down. These are the guys getting buckets for the Toronto Raptors. The 76ers are in need of some changes at the half. They've been scrappy, doing their best to be competitive. We'll see if their efforts are more rewarded in the second half. These are the guys getting buckets for the Philadelphia 76ers.
Game track. Assists.
The Philadelphia 76ers struggle to play the angles. and it allowed too many passing lanes to exist. However, some credit has to go to their opponents for the way they move the ball. They've been taking advantage of this situation.
Player of the half.
Kawhi Leonard has already put together a pretty nice highlight reel for himself, and that's just after one half of basketball. He did a lot of scoring, and it probably won't stop anytime soon.
Who was cold?
Every player that makes it to the NBA is a great athlete, but even the best players have off nights. Today has just been one of those nights for this guy. Here we go with the top plays.
Number 2. Number 1.
Fellas, back to you.
All set to go here in the second half. The third quarter is underway. The ball controlled by Kyle Lowry. To Ibaka. Lowry to Leonard. Lets it fly from long range. Won't go down. To Redick. Fires the three. He was all over him.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
Curling inside. Embiid says not this time.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
Count the basket, and it could have been more. No whistle.
Sometimes when the players find that flow, nobody else needs to touch the ball. He's in the zone by himself.
Beyond the arc for three. Missed it.
He had such a great first half, but obvious adjustments were made defensively to shut him down, and now he's really starting to struggle.
That's playing with fire. J.J. Redick wide open. Good luck.
But it was how he created the shot. As a defender, there's a tendency to stand up when you stare at the ball. Offensive player recognized that, continuously moved without the ball. Bang, that's how he set it up.
Had a good look there, but it's no good.
Yo, big kudos to the defender. It seems like his mere presence in the paint was enough to make the offensive player miss the shot before he even got off the ground.
Embiid to Simmons. Toronto has the basketball. Driving right to the basket. Well done, Kyle Lowry. Tough shooting. Only 2 for 6 after that make.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
Right through the heart of the defense. The layup is good.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Lowry with it. Leads 4. To Danny Green. Lowry. And the nice finish at the rim.
Might have had an extra dribble or two there, but he got the shot he wanted.
Simmons. Gets toughness right there. Physical inside, gets it to go.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
So Lowry. To Danny Green. Blocked by Embiid.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
To Embiid. Joel Embiid. Better late than never. That was his first shot, and it goes down.
Can we take a second to talk about the most gregarious personality in the NBA? We don't trust in the process. No. We're beyond the process. Joel Embiid has emerged as this generation's Shaquille O'Neal, and he's done it in a variety of ways. He's a dominant big who doesn't shy away from the physicality of the game. Probably the reason why he was up for Defensive Player of the Year. And also, he has a personality that baits you into a conversation whether you like it or not, and he's pretty hysterical. This kid is going to be a star in the league for years to come, and you better pay attention to what he has to put down.
Unbothered by the defense as he drills it.
Joel Embiid looking to take his game to a completely different level after working out with one of the best trainers in the league this offseason. An all-star for the first time last year, averaging 23 points. Safe to say, no longer trust the process. Joel Embiid is the process.
Changes coming from both sides right now. Kawhi Leonard, wide open. Too easy. You can't give him that look.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
Markelle Fultz. Quiet night, but 2 for 3 in the contest right now.
Bodies bouncing all around on that layup with the offense winning that battle. But if the defense keeps up that kind of pressure, good things are bound to happen.
Leonard. Not that time. He misses. To Fultz. Gets it to go. Could have been more. A lot of contact, but no foul.
Well, he finished strong because he was able to initiate the contact. When you initiate the contact first, you bounce off the defender.
Got a piece of it.
Jumping out the gym right now, Ed.
Great anticipation. Oh, you could sense that coming.
There is a premium market for players with that type of hand-eye coordination.
Fultz with the basketball. Game's all tied in the final minute here in the third. It's the Raptors with the basketball. And he's fouled. Very close, Jay. The result, he's going to the line.
Great job, Ed, by the shooter to create contact after the jump. That's how you get to the free throw line.
C.J. Miles, couple of free throws on the way. For his career, 80% at the line. First one goes down. So he hits the first, misses the second. Jumper's good.
When I played, and I see guys do this all the time, when you shoot, the target isn't the basket. The target is actually before you even go into the shot. The target are your hands defensively. If your hands are down and you give me clear vision towards the bucket, that shot's definitely going up.
19-footer at the buzzer. 3 quarters complete. The Raptors in front. This has been a battle thus far. A 1-point game as we get things back going here in the fourth. To Redick for 3. That's good D. Shot no good. Kyle Lowry with the rock to Valanciunas. Throws it down.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. Lowry into the front court. His team up by 1. to Van Vliet. Around the perimeter. Lowry. Flushes it home.
Valanciunas giving you that size, giving you that length, a guy that can extend the defense. But you kind of forget that he was the 5th pick taken overall in 2011.
Perfect feed to set up the basket.
But most importantly, you have to keep the ball moving. Maybe run some floppy sets, some horn sets. Raise those bigs up, which open up the lane, and let them be the passers to make plays easier for the guards.
And counted at the rim.
You normally don't see that, but that's the type of thing that keeps shooters in the league for a long time. Every once in a while, they venture into the paint.
Shot from the lane won't go.
It's because he took his eye off his target, Ed. As an offensive player, you have to glare at where the defender's coming to, but quickly redirect yourself to your actual target. He was more consumed with the defender than he was the actual rim.
No good. To Fultz. Markelle Fultz. Looking good. 4 for 5.
The defender needs to do a better job of forcing a pickup there.
Leonard to Van Vliet. Screen coming. Fred Van Vliet to Leonard. Fires the 3, and he buries it. Jay upping the ante from beyond the arc.
And here's the setup, Ed, down the stretch. From a player who's been in these type of positions, eventually I'm going to hit you with a head fake, and you're going to have to jump considering I just made the last couple of threes. And that's when I find an easy way to get to the rim or force the defense to collapse to kick out for, guess what, another one.
Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor. Simmons driving, but a shot no good. Leonard to Lowry. Just enough of a head fake to help on that one.
I think the defender had absolutely zero chance on that play.
Right down Broadway for the 2. Defender has to pick him up.
Ed, I have so much admiration for guys that continue to hunt their shot. They're playing the second half like it was the first 5 minutes of the ball game. Those natural-born leaders are guys that will consistently lead your team to the promised land.
Wide open look won't go. To Redick. And count the basket inside.
I love the drive to the basket there. Instead of trying to go around or over, go through.
Leonard to Valanciunas. Nearing impossible. No getting through.
5, Ed. That's 5 blocks tonight.
And he's fouled. A couple of free throws coming up, Jay.
Yes, I love this move. Send him to the line. Chances are probably good he doesn't make both. And you also stop the clock while getting another possession.
Wilson Chandler at the line for 2 shots. For his career, 76% from the line. And he connects on the first free throw. Two for 2 on that trip. Lowry into the front court. Our score all even here in the 4th quarter. Why even try that time?
I'm going to start calling him the windshield wiper, just erasing all the mistakes.
To Embiid. Joel Embiid. Very efficient and making an impact. He's 3 for 3.
Now that the process has been established, it's going to be fun to see how much better Joel Embiid can be this season. Everybody heard about his arduous offseason workout program, but the thing I love about him the most, he always works on his game, even if he's dunking on random fans on vacation.
To Simmons. tough shot and nearly a chance at a three-point play. No foul.
I remember my high school coach said one man can't beat five. Well, I'm telling you right now, he lied. I'm watching it happen in person.
Ibaka. Sixers have it.
I tried to work the clock here, but you have to take care of the ball in this possession.
And scores. Strong take. Now the Raptors going to use a timeout, but this game's in the balance, and time is of the essence.
Coming up big against Toronto in the closing second. That's what I'm talking about, man. Let's go Philly. This is the kind of tough play I'm talking about. Philly going to take game one. Let's go Sixers.
Coach has seen enough. He wants some changes. New personnel onto the floor. Danny Green to Leonard. Lowry. Sixers able to clear the rebound. Now the stoppage and an intentional foul means free throws coming with a little over 30 seconds to go.
In the 80s, that might have been a personal, but regardless, it had the same impact. You just injected a little life into your squad, just when they needed it.
Misses the first. So he goes 1 for 2 from the line after hitting on the second. Now a whistle, and Toronto's going to use a timeout. It's their second and final one of the last 3 minutes. They cannot stop the clock again. Danny Green. To Leonard. Going to launch beyond the arc. And Kawhi Leonard buries the three with a hand in his face.
Well, the defense has been good, but the shot-making ability has been better. And sometimes for NBA players at this level, the more you're in their face, the more it helps them center their focus on the target, which is making the shot. I know it sounds weird, but trust me, it's a real thing.
Oops, he missed the first one. Off the mark. 0 for 2 at the line. Lowry. Message received. Well defended. The Sixers are victorious. They've jumped out in front 1-0 in this best-of-7 series. For my partner Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been the NBA Playoffs on EA Sports. Find out more at easports.com. Until next time, good night.
David Rose here, and I've got your EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The 76ers won this game after a close finish.
And it's always great to watch a team with such an unselfish approach to the game. Plenty of assists were delivered throughout this contest.
What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Philadelphia 76ers. The Raptors lost a tight one today, and you can see the disappointment. This loss is sure to be all the more bitter because of how well they shot from beyond the arc. Their percentage from three-point range was outstanding. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Toronto Raptors.
Game track. Field goals.
Neither of these teams were able to make much of an impact on defense. As you can see here, they were each pretty successful with some efficient scoring.
Player of the game.
Joel Embiid
Played the role of facilitator today, and no one is more happy than his teammates.
We handpicked them for you. Here are the top plays.
Number 2. Number 1.
On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose, and it's been our pleasure to present you with some NBA basketball.